What's up, guys? Robert here with A1 Locksmith. We thank you for joining us again on our A1 EDU series, where we like to bring you guys in and let's discuss gun safes, home safes, jewelry safes. Let's just find what's out there on the market, how-to videos, overviews, reviews, things of that nature. This video, we decided that we're going to talk about American Security products, a company that's been around since 1949. We've been carrying them for decades now, too. This particular video, we decided we were going to use the AMSEC BFX series. This particular one happens to be called the AMSEC BFX 7240. Let's see what this guy's got going on. All right, guys, here they are. Let's take a look at these two stocking stuffers, right? AMSEC, short for American Security Products. Again, we're talking about the BFX series. These are the same safe in a different color. These are the BFX 7240s. The BFX series is going to be available in 6 different sizes. We picked this one because it takes up a lot of room. It looks really good on camera. Pretty popular with the safe shoppers these days. The 7240 stands 71.5 inches tall. It measures 40 inches wide, and they're going to be 26 inches deep. That's the exterior of them. Speaking of the exterior, this bad mamma jamma comes in laser red. High gloss finish, very attractive. The hardware we've selected to put on this guy happens to be the black nickel. It's actually on both of them. I'll talk more about hardware after I tell you that this bad mamma jamma is onyx on the door only. Really cool. We can get the body done in this black texture. That's a pretty neat feature that American Security offers. Not a lot of other manufacturers have this option. There's not a lot of two-tone, meaning I can't get, laser red body and onyx door or anything like that, but there are some of these textured options, which is nice if we're worried about like scratches and dings and dents wherever we're gonna leave the safe. That way we can still have the beautiful high gloss finish, and that's what stands out, this massive door that we see. But then we've got the nice, again, texture so that doesn't get scratched up. I said they're both in black nickel. You can get 3 different finishes in the hardware from American Security Products, like most all safe manufacturers. Chrome, polished brass, black nickel. We can get that in any color too. So if they have like a white finish or an orange finish or blue or anything, again, you can mix and match. So you can get the silver, chrome, you can get the brass, and you can get the black nickel, it doesn't matter. Take a quick look. We're hinged, which means we're gonna have a full 180-degree turn. We do have the pull handle. Why? Because they're heavy. They're 1,585 pounds off the top of my head. I didn't just look that up. That's really neat, and the reason that they're so heavy is because there's a ton of steel here. Not a ton, don't quote me. What it is, they're made from an 11-gauge steel exterior on the body, and then they actually have this material that's theirs, and it's called dry light. It looks and feels a lot like concrete, but it's not. It's called dry light. So it goes 11-gauge steel body, dry light material, and then they encase it with 12-gauge steel on the inside. So when we look at it from the inside out, 12-gauge steel, dry light, 11-gauge steel. These BFXs are so big and heavy and cool because that is a 2-inch thick body because of all that material that we just talked about, right? Now, that's the body and that's the interior of the body, but the door is a standalone unit. This is a 1/2-inch thick piece of steel that makes up this door on this particular one. Majority of all of the BFXs have that. There's actually, off the top of my head, I want to tell you there's 2 models. The one larger than this, and then maybe the 6032. I'll be corrected on the screen right about now, but I believe it's the 6032 that actually only uses a 3/8 plate steel for the door. That's still pretty impressive. Right here, 1/2-inch, solid 1/2-inch piece of steel that creates the door. Let's just keep going from right there. That is Palusol going around the door, right? And it's on all four sides of it. How you saw, of course, expanding material during a fire, expand 7 times its natural size, starts expanding about 212 degrees. They do that, and then they also, on the inside of the door jamb here, they add this soft silicone, I think they call it. They're just trying to double up the layers of protection from things like heat and smoke and water, whatever, while the fire's going on, all the craziness. Stop things from coming inside. They're taking it a step up by having it on the edge of the door and on the door frame there. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this door if you don't mind. That way you just kind of double up. You get to see a lot, everything that's going on. Hopefully the lights pop on for me. They should, because why? They're motion sensor activated. Ta-da! Let's get back into the door. Real quick. There's a big sticker here that we need to talk about. 120 minutes. That means that this safe is rated for 120 minutes at 1200 degrees. I'll do a quick diagram here. Let's see if we can pull this off. What they're telling us is that as the fire gets hotter, and if it reaches all the way up to 1200 degrees, and if it stays that hot for 2 hours, that the internal temperature of the safe will not breach 350 degrees. These are great numbers, they really are. That's what we're looking for. People say, you know, well, how hot does a house fire get? They're very sporadic, it's fire, it's very different. 1100 is kind of what I hear more of a common number, but then again, I've only heard 700 degrees. So I like the fact that we're gonna set the bar at 1200 degrees and we're gonna do that for 2 hours. It's a really good fire rating. Back on the door, let's not go too far. I don't wanna miss anything. These are 1.5 inches in diameter. There are 14 on this particular model on all four sides of the door, of course. That really keeps this thing shut. So just a really quick recap. 1/2 inch thick piece of steel here, 1.5 inch diameter bolts, 14 of them on all four sides of the door. You're probably not gonna pry it open, but AMSEC thought, I think we can do better. This door framing, right? This around here is actually it's like a channel, right? Like a tubing, but rectangular. And it goes all the way around reinforcement, door reinforcement, no. Reinforced door frame is what they call that. All they're doing is they're making sure that if there is any pressure with a pry attack, this isn't gonna fold either. Obviously the 1/2 inch thick steel isn't gonna fold. 1.5 inch diameter bolts aren't gonna fold. What's the last thing left? Well, it's the framing of the door. Well, let's make that stronger too. Props, that's pretty good. Right there at the top, let's not pass it. Made in America, they're made in California. Like every other manufacturer, pretty much, they have some that are made here, some that are not. We do push this product because it is American made. I'm not gonna lie about that, because if I can, we're going to. Very well made product in California at that, by all those things that we just talked about. Again, just recap before we go into the interior. So I want this to sink in because people ask me questions about this again. The body itself, forget the door, right? The body itself, 11 gauge steel, exterior. We're gonna pour in a whole bunch of our not concrete, it's called dry light material, and then we're gonna put another piece of 12 gauge steel on the inside. You can see it on the inside, the metal, where other companies might use the walls and ceiling, they might use a material like a carpet or pin dot velour material or cedar, leather. You can see the painted steel in here. So what they're doing is they're building this thing, pouring it in, welding it shut. Ta-da, now we've got great fire protection. Now let's go to the interior. As you can see, between all of our beautiful B-roll footage and these things being open here, you're getting the idea that you can have a very modular interior. You can have all shelving because you don't own a gun, you don't need a gun, but you need to put up your jewelry, your papers, your cash, whatever you're into. So you've got all of that room there with all those different shelves, adjustable. These two here, I'm not standing here to make the light come on, I wanted to tell you this. These two shelves are fully adjustable as well, so they can go up and down from here. These guys kind of have to stay where they are as far as these two supports here and the one going across the top. But all of these small guys, they're all gonna be adjustable. As you can see, we can start taking pieces out, and I've already done it. Those shelf covers are gone. I can quickly remove these guys here, and I can just keep loading in rifles, long guns. I can fill that up pretty good. On the door, they do allow us to put 2 long guns on the door. They've got this little pouch down here for the buttstock. I've got a Velcro strap to hold the barrel or the around the forearm, obviously, but Velcro at the top there. It works pretty well. I've left this on here and I've actually opened this door several times today and they stay on. There are 4 Velcro pistol holsters. Same thing, again, they seem to stay on very, very well. And then just for kicks, I just threw some extras in there because I got these random pouches, so I just wanted to see how they would do it. How would I do it if it was mine type thing? The thing that I get a lot of questions on, we all do in our stores, is the mirror. A lot of people make funny comments. It's actually there for a very simplistic reason, because that way we're using less LEDs because we're bouncing more light and we can kind of see the back of the paper and, oh, I don't have lights up here and back there. You don't really have to, because the mirror effect that it gives kind of bounces lights everywhere. There are 4 holes in the bottom. We can actually set this in place where you want it to go, mount it to the concrete. We do get that person or people that are gonna give us the, well, you know, hey, it's too heavy to move. How much you say it was? It's over 1,500 pounds. Ain't nobody gonna steal that. Watch me roll this into your house by myself and leave. Then you might think about somebody's gonna take it. Most any safe manufacturer is going to say what I'm about to. 50% of the security of this safe is bolting it down. We're just taking that totally out of the equation, that they can't take it with them, right? So think about that, guys. These beautiful monsters right here, the 7240s, are gonna come in right at about $9,500, give or take. It's right there. That's kind of, this is what, May of 2023. Quote me on that one. So if you want to get your hands on one of these, by all means call, click, subscribe, and leave comments, call me, email me, ask. We're here to help. These are AMSEC BFX 7240 models. And again, there's 6 sizes total. So you want to hear about another one, or you want to see another one, let us know in the comments below. Other than that, guys, we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.